Hello friends, in today's video I am going to show you how you can create SMTP server on Oracle Cloud Hosting. Oracle provides you free forever hosting, so you can have like free forever SMTP server on Oracle infrastructure. I already demonstrated how to create account with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and in this video I am going to just show you how to create SMTP server. So let's get started. Now coming to my computer, when you log into Oracle Cloud account, you will see dashboard something like this, and here you have to go to create a VM instance. After that, if you want to name your instance, just give it some name. Let's say SMTP. After that, in image and shape, you have to make sure that you have selected Ubuntu 18.04. After that, next in networking, if you already have some virtual cloud network, then it's all right. You have to make modification in that I will show in just a moment. If you don't have any network created previously, then you can continue. Like here you can see I don't have any network created, that's why it is showing that it is going to create a new virtual cloud network. You see here new. Alright, so after that save the private key on your computer and then click create. Now this instance is being created, and while this is being created, let's go to InGuide. Before going to InGuide, I should tell you that this instance, which is free forever instance, gives you only 1 GB of RAM. So creating SMTP on 1 GB of RAM, there are not much option. You should install Mail in a Box or iRedMail, or you can use Vista CP. In fact, you can use VirtualMin as well. So you have two script for creating SMTP server and two is open source control panel. So you know that open source control panel also installs postfix or exim depending on their configuration. So therefore you can use either of them. So in this video I am going to show you how you can use Mail in a Box, and in next video I'll show you how you can use iRedMail. I already have demonstrated how you can use VirtualMin as SMTP, and in some video I'll demonstrate how you can use Vista CP as SMTP. So let's go to my website, and here you have to search Mail in a Box. You simply type mail and then here. Now I already have written this document for Contabo, but no problem, I'll demonstrate it on Oracle Cloud. Now I have my key downloaded and instance running, but before that I have to do some modification in instance, like opening ports and all those things. So let's go to subnet here, and in subnet you will find default security list for VCN. Click on that, and here you can see all the ingress rules. Ingress means incoming traffic. So click on add ingress rule, and in here source CIDR should be this one, and after that you have to enter all these ports: 80, 443, 25, 465, 993, 995, 587, 53 and 4190 for Mail in a Box. After that click add ingress rule, and you have to add this time UDP and port 53. So I'll list all those ports in description box, so that would be helpful to you. Now this part done. Next go back. Now on this page here you have to scroll down, and here you will find attached VN ICs. Click on that and then click on instance SMTP. Now here you will find IPv4 addresses. Click on that, and now you can see this IP. This is the public IP address, and this IP address is ephemeral, which means this IP address will be attached to your instance as long as your instance is running. However, the problem with ephemeral IP is that you might not be able to set reverse DNS. So in that case, you have to click on edit here and then create on no public IP. After that, click update. Now there is no public IP address assigned, and then you have to go to networking and then go to IP management. Let me open it in new tab. And here you have to click on reserve a public IP address, and then name your public IP address as SMTP first. After that, click on reserve public IP address. Alright, it's showing some problem. Basically, I already have reserved one SMTP, one public IP address. So therefore, this is the process actually. You have to name it and it will give you public IP address like this. Once you have done that, go to same page and then click on edit. After that, select on reserve public IP address and then select the IP address you reserved. After that, click on update. So now this is the IP address which is attached with Oracle instance. So let me copy it, and if I go to instances, you will see the same public IP address here. Alright, so next step is to, let me open the notepad. Next step is to get the PuTTY Gen. If you don't have, you can just Google it, or you can go to PuTTY, or you can from here also you will find the link to PuTTY, and then you can download PuTTY Gen from here. This is the PuTTY Gen. So now I am going to import the key which I just downloaded from Oracle Cloud. After that, I'll save the private key and I'll name it as SMTP. Alright, and save it. Now let me open the PuTTY. And then I'll copy the IP address. After that, you have to basically pass the SSH key as well. So I missed that part, no problem. Next, in SSH you have to browse the private key which we just converted, and then click on open. After that, here you have to enter username Ubuntu. Note that username is not root, username is Ubuntu. After that, you will able to log into the instance. Let me change settings in this. Alright, so now I am going to switch to root user, which is sudo -i, and I'll come to this guide as well. So now sudo -i, after that press enter. Now I have switched to root user. Next step is to update the operating system, that is update Ubuntu 18.04, and for that I am going to execute this command, Now here you must select box and box dot your domain name. So today my domain name is inlearn.in, and after that I'll press the enter. Next I am going to update the operating system. So this will update the operating system. In the meantime, let me go to the Namecheap, and there I'll show you what modification you have to do. So when you log into your domain registrar, whether it's Namecheap or GoDaddy, in GoDaddy you have to create host names, and in Namecheap go to advanced DNS, and in advanced DNS here you have to click on add name servers and then type ns1.box and then the IP address. So this is the IP address. So now you have to paste it, and after that click done. I already have done this part, but let me show it with NS3 to you. Like I have done with NS1 and NS2, I'll show it with NS3. Alright, after that click done, and this will create the name server. So you have to create two name servers with NS1 and NS2. Next step is to go to domain tab, and in here select custom DNS and type ns1.box.your domain name. So let me copy the domain name, it would be much faster, and then you have to do the same with NS2, and after that save. Here you should note one thing, that DNS propagation could take some time with Namecheap as well as GoDaddy. So if doesn't propagate in like 10 minutes, don't worry, it could take some 2-3 or more hours. Anyway, so now this system is getting updated here, and we are all set with the Oracle Cloud thing. So let's wait for this update to finish. I hope this time this installation goes smoothly. Like I tried few times with Oracle Cloud, there is always some issue with this Oracle thing due to the complexity involved. Anyway, so let's see. If you find difficult to follow this video in one shot, then I would recommend trying it twice or thrice. That's why I am like going slowly, so that you can understand all the steps involved in creating SMTP on Oracle Cloud. It's a little complex. Anyway, so now this update part is finished, and I'll go to my guide, and here I have to just run one command to install Mail-in-a-Box. But first I would like to execute some command, and these are the commands, and I'll put those in description box as well. So let me copy it. Okay, my mistake. Copy and paste. Alright, so next step is to execute this command. So let's copy this, and after that press enter, and now this Mail-in-a-Box setup will start, and it will ask you a couple of questions, so you have to answer that. Alright, so finally after quite some time, now question box pop up, and here you have to specify your email address. You can leave it to default, or you can type anything, it doesn't matter. And after that I already set the host name, so you can see the host name appearing here If you haven't set the host name, then it will ask you to set the host name. After that you have to press OK, and now the process will begin. And this installation would take around 10 to 15 minutes, so you can take a break, and I'll fast forward this video. I almost forgot to tell you that Mail in a Box will ask you one more question, and that is related to time zone. So make your selection before leaving your computer. Let me find the Kolkata. Alright, after that now system will take quite some time, and you can take a break. Alright, now installation has finished, and Mail in a Box will ask you password. So let me type it, and then once again. Here one thing you should note, that if Mail in a Box fails to resolve your domain to IP address, then it would provide you IP address where you can log into your admin dashboard. So let me copy this IP address, and then after that click on advanced and then proceed. Now here enter the email address that I created, and next is the password, and after that click sign in. Now Mail in a Box will show you everything in a system status check, like what things you have been missing and what things you have to fix. So now you can see like domain resolved to box IP address, fantastic, but reverse DNS is not set. Obviously we didn't set this reverse DNS. TLS certificate not installed, MTA STS policy missing, and all those things. Also it is telling you to reboot the box, but since it is saying that domain name resolves to the box IP address, so let me open this in browser. Alright, yeah, it's working fine. So now I have to go to admin. Alright, so now here login. It will again do the same status check. Anyway, so now coming to this window, next step is to get the SSL certificate. So let it open, or in fact what I could do is go to system and then go to TLS SSL certificate. After that click on provision, and it will provision the certificate. You have to wait for few minutes. Now here you can see that certificate has been installed for these domains, but it's not installed for box.inlearn.in. So click on install certificate, and here it will ask you which country you live in. So let me, alright, it's here. After that click on install. File does not contain PEM data. Alright, so there is some issue right now, and let me find the solution. In the meantime, let's forward, and here it says to reboot the box. So let's reboot it. Now after rebooting the box, you have to note one thing, that and this IP tables rule were not permanent, so it will be flushed, and you have to execute this command once again. So let me copy this. What I am going to do is to write one article, so that would be helpful, and I'll put the link in the description with all these steps and these IP tables rules. That would be, I think, easier for you guys to follow. So yeah, I'll do that, no problem. Now let's connect to PuTTY once. Let's connect to server once again using PuTTY, and this is the IP address. So then select the private key, click open, and now you have to type the username Ubuntu, then switch to root user. Now if I refresh this page, you would see this page is inaccessible because the IP table rules reloaded and it again enabled all the default settings. So what I am going to do is to copy these commands and execute it at all once, and now you see that website becomes accessible once again. So now once again you have to wait for system to complete its status check. We have still this reverse DNS and SSL certificate problem. Let's first enable new version check, everything step by step. Let's go to GMAS and here I will do the SMTP test, and here mail tester. Copy the mail tester and then to from, let's say, care@ get this domain name, and the SMTP server is box.your domain name, and then username would be care@, and to get the SMTP credentials you have to go to mails and users, and then in that you have to select instructions. Now in here you can see SMTP port is 587, so let's go back here and then type 587 and the security is TLS. You can check it here, it's SMTP security start TLS. Alright, and then click test it. Oh my bad, I forgot to type the password. Click test it, connected, fine. Alright, so email was sent. Let's check the score. So seems like it's not yet reached. Just wait for a few seconds. Alright, so score is 8.9 out of 10. And why is it so? It is because reverse DNS is not set. Fine. And SPF passed, DKIM passed, DMRC passed, and everything is good, only this thing remaining. Alright, very well. And this is the IMAP address. Sorry, this is the IMAP credentials. You can use it to access your emails from Thunderbird or Outlook, or you can pass that on in MailWish to enable automatic bounce handling. So let me show it to you. If I go to insend.in, which gives you free MailWish account. If you don't have, you can create one, or you can buy your MailWish if you like. So in here, go to servers and then bounce servers. Alright, I added one bounce server yesterday. Let me delete it, and then I'll create new bounce server, and this type my host name is box.inlearn.in, and then username. So now since I am creating this for bounce handling, so I need to create one email box. So for that I'll go to users, and then here I'll create bounce. Alright, so after that give some password and then create add user. Okay, you have to put this as well. After that, add user. Now user has been added. It's time to go to MailWiz and here password. Now here port is 993. If I go back once again to instructions, you can see port is 993 and IMAP security is SSL or TLS. So I'll select port 993, SSL or TLS, anything, and then click Save Changes. Now seems like there is some issue, otherwise it wouldn't have taken that much time. So in next I am going to select SSL. Alright, so as soon as I selected SSL, bounce server was added to MailWiz, and next is the delivery servers. So let me delete this one first, and then I'll create new server and SMTP. Alright, so next here you have to put the host name, and host name is box here. Then you have to put the username, which is care, and then you have to pass on the password from mail, and here you have to note that SMTP port is 587 and you have to choose the protocol start TLS. Alright, after that click on okay, here care@. Alright, save changes. I forgot to select the bounce server. Now after that you have to send the email to validate this server. So let me put it here, and then click on validate server. Alright, email is sent. Let me open my Gmail. So you can see email has been received, and I am going to click on it to confirm. Now this server is active. Now coming to the problem of SSL. So here we go to SSL certificate, and alright, so let's try provisioning certificate once again, and I hope this time it should work. Alright, so it's loading, and let's wait. Alright, so the issue of TLS certificate has been fixed now, and the certificate has been provisioned successfully. And let's alright, so yeah, let's open it in new browser or new tab at least. Alright, so now you can see like connection is secure and certificate is issued by R3. Awesome. Now alright, so now coming to system status checks, and now major issue remaining is setting up reverse DNS and MTSTS policy. So you can ignore this MTSTS policy, but reverse DNS part is a must. Creating reverse DNS in Oracle Cloud is a little bit complex. For that you need to create DNS zones, and then you have to pass the host name. This video is already long, so I would like to create another video for reverse DNS thing in Oracle Cloud, and also I need your support. So as soon as this video hits 50 like, I'll make a video to set the reverse DNS on Oracle Cloud. So thank you for watching the video, and I hope you would like this video, and you'll put like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.